Hey, I'm Rod with Go Child Music, and in this video we're going to tackle the fishing hole, or what's most commonly known as the theme from the Andy Griffith Show. I'm going to be doing the early version, and there are a lot of chords and quick changes in this song, so we're going to take it slow and we're going to break it down in sections and give you a chance to master each section. The way I'm going to teach it is I'm going to strum the chords and then hold them, and that'll give you a chance to pause the video and make sure that your fingers are in the right spot. Alright, before we get started, let's go over our strings and our fingers. So the strings are E, A, D, G, B, E, Eddie, 8, dynamite, goodbye, Eddie. And our fingers are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get started with section 1. First chord is G6. Second finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. We'll be muting the A string with the pad of our 2nd finger. First finger, 2nd fret on the D string. 3rd finger, 4th fret on the G string. G7. And again, you'll be muting the A string, but this time you'll be muting it with the pad of your 1st finger. 1st finger, 3rd fret on the E string, muting the A string, and then 2nd finger on the 3rd fret on the D string, 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the G string. Next is C6. So we've got the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and the 1st finger will be barring on the 2nd fret on the D and the G. Okay, this one is C minor 6th, and again you'll be muting the A string with the pad of your 2nd finger. 2nd finger will be on the 8th fret of the E string, muting the A string, and then 1st finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the G string. So here's a recap of section 1. Let's do this really slow. Okay, the first chord of section 2 will be a G. And again, we're going to mute our A string with the pad of our 2nd finger. So 2nd finger is going to be on fret 7 of the E string, muting the A string. The 1st finger will be on the 5th fret of the D string. I have to spread your wing for that one. And then the 3rd finger will be on the 7th fret of the G string. Next is E7. Play an open E string. 2nd finger will be on the 7th fret of the A string. 1st finger will be on the 6th fret of the D string, and the 3rd finger will be on the 7th fret of the G string. Next is A 7. First finger will be on the 5th fret of the E string. We'll again be muting that A string with the pad of our first finger. Second finger will be on the 5th fret of the D string, and the third finger will be on the 6th fret of the G string. Next is D7. And the best way to play that for me is to just wrap my thumb around. So your thumb will be on the 5th fret of the E string. Your second finger will be on the 5th fret of the A string. Your first finger will be on the 4th fret of the D string, and your third finger will be on the 5th fret of the G string. And then the last part of section 2, you'll be landing in that G6, which was the first chord that we learned. Okay, for section 3, we do need to learn one new chord, but we do start out with one you've already learned, and that is C6. Then our next chord will be G diminished. Second finger will be on the 6th fret of the E string. We'll again be muting the A string with the pad of our second finger. First finger will be on the 5th fret of the D string, and third finger will be on the 6th fret of the G string. Then we move to G, and then G7. Now you'll do that part twice. Okay, for section 4, we do need to start with a walk up, and I like to use my third finger because once it lands here on this C note, my other fingers are in position and I don't have to do too much moving around. So let's do our walk up with just our third finger. C6, G diminished, G, then E7, then A7, D7, and then of course we'll be landing back in our G6. Okay, let's recap sections 3 and 4 together, really slow.